Hello, Panos Kalkaviatos here for WineChronicles.com. I'm enjoying a Chateau Soutard 1995 Grand Cru Classé. It's been open for a week, and yet it's still quite fresh and delicious. Well, it does contain sulfites. That's my segue to a video you will now see on natural wines. I took some friends who are non-wine professionals, consumers who do enjoy wine and drink wine regularly, to this wonderful wine bar in Strasbourg. And they have 800 different wines, 600 of which are natural, and we were guided through some of the natural wines. And I just want to share with you consumer reactions to some of these wines. So, without further ado, enjoy the video, and look for my text on this on natural wines in WineChronicles.com. Cheers! And why is natural wine so special to you?
Natural wine so special, why? Because because it's like a sort of tendency growing every day. You get new winemakers that try to make natural wines. You get regular, like conservative winemakers that start doing a few batches that are supposedly natural. It's a tendency that's growing. People are caring more and more about environment and about what you eat. And what you eat is the same as what you drink. You just digest it, so it goes through your body. And it's the same for like a potato as for wine. If it contains pesticides, it's shite, you know. You get residues in your body, and then you're like, wow.
It was just the destiny.
Tell us about orange. You know, what is orange wine?
What is orange wine? Well, you just take white grapes, you let them macerate just like you let red grapes macerate when you try to make red wine. Because all grapes have white, well, they all have a different skin color, but all the inside is always white. So to get the color in the wine, you need to macerate the grapes. And orange wine is white grapes macerated for from 2 to 12 weeks in either oak barrels or stainless steel vats or anything else that contains grapes. And then you do the regular fermentation, you press the grapes, and you get some orangey, sometimes lighter, sometimes darker wines, like that. So it has tannins, just like red wines. It has like this color, obviously, and some specific aromas, like very intense spices, apricot, or other aromas that you'll just taste in this one, I guess.
And 69.
Ça me dit quelque chose en fait.
It says contains sulfites, so it's not natural.
Bien vu.
What?
No?
C'est marqué contains sulfites,
So what does
this
that
one
mean?
is
It's
not natural.
Well, it means that there's some sulfites, so maybe this is not fully natural. There's a bit of sulfites.
Yeah, it's a legal obligation. You have to say it contains sulfites, because if alcohol fermentation does produce
Sulfites are naturally occurring.
Yeah, you
Well, then
you can never have it.
Why are sulfites evil? Are sulfites evil?
Well, it's not about sulfites. It's not only about sulfites. It's more about everything that's chemical that you use in the vines, that you use in the cellar to create your wine. So instead of creating your wine, a natural, so-called natural winemaker will try to let the grapes do their own job, and it's just going to accompany the grapes until they're transformed into a wine. Whereas in conventional winemaking, you don't just transform grapes, you help them in ways that are sometimes brutal for the environment, for your body, for, I don't know, anything. When you use sulfites, you use something that is toxic. It's actually toxic. Sulfites at high dosage can kill mice. So
is natural wine necessarily without any sulfites?
Not necessarily. It has to have like the least minimum amount of sulfites. It needs to be with the least minimum involvement of the human. I mean, of the winemaker and of the humans. It's not like a sci-fi movie, but anyways, it's more about not being involved in too much in the winemaking process. It's about, letting the things do their own job as they used to do it 50, 60, 70 years ago.
The general consensus, I think, is that...
The general consensus?
Yeah, is that it's not necessarily like a wine that we're used to taking to taste in. So it's almost like, does it mean we've got preconceived ideas about what a wine should taste like? Because there's no, in terms of the nez and the bouche, there's no, you know, it's not developed, perhaps. But then is that because we're comparing to what we usually drink? And this is a Chardonnay. If we'd had a Vin Orange, which was Pinot Gris, would that be more of a rounder taste to it? I don't know. What do you think?
This is a learning experience. I think people need to throw away preconceived notions of what wine is. On the other hand, I mean, we have to be aware that we should be very wary of extremes, like, you know, no sulfites. Or, I mean, I think there is a place for every kind of wine, and if it's something that's made honestly with a good heart, you know, I mean, I sound like a cliche. I mean, it's good, you know, but it's interesting what you said. I agree with you. I share your. I mean, I don't really know these wines very well, and you know, we're not really enjoying it.
No, it's
You're not
a
enjoying
pleasure
it.
to drink.
It's not a pleasure.
No.
Okay.
But
Right.
yeah,
It has a good smell.
the
has
smell
a-
is okay. Huh?
Yeah, but I still like
Smells
it because
nice.
it reminds me of the homemade Moldavian wine.
Oh, so you're from
Moldavia.
Moldova. So this reminds you of your wine at home.
Yeah, homemade.
Homemade. See, now that's interesting. Homemade, natural wine, homemade, natural wine. So there you go. So
First
cheers.
wine, homemade.
Cheers. Yes, cheers. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. It's a funny color.
Yeah.